Our next question, Jim, sent to CornyDriveThru at gmail.com from Thomas in Owassa, Alabama. I was wondering if you had any thoughts on the botched debut of Jay Lethal in AEW. You know what? I almost forgot Jay Lethal was there.
So did everybody else. Again, Booker of the Year. This could actually be, the comparison could be drawn that some of the people will understand it more to something outside wrestling. Brian, your mother, when you were a kid, if somebody from the neighborhood or Grandma Gretel or somebody brought in a big bunch of home-baked brownies, would you grab one of those brownies and take a little bite off the corner and then put it back on the plate and let it sit there? Would your mother let you get away with something like that?
No, if I was allowed to have the brownie, I had to finish what I had.
If you were allowed to have the brownie, you had to finish the brownie. You had to make the most of the brownie, right? You can't just take a nibble of the brownie and put the brownie back. Well, that's what he did with Jay Lethal, the Booker of the Year. He just took a nibble of him and then put him back. Why couldn't they save the brownie in a Ziploc bag until they could enjoy the whole brownie? Just because Ring of Honor decided to shut down and let everybody go, release them, be free and multiply. Let's say you didn't have a place to push Jay Lethal or to use Jay Lethal, right? Do you just bring him on TV, beat him the first time anybody sees him in your environment, a guy who has been either the champion or the number one contender for one of the competitors' championships for the past several years consecutively? You just take a little bite out of him, you beat him, and then put him back on the fucking plate and let him sit there for 2 months? Or do you just put him in a Ziploc bag, keep him fresh over there, and later on when you're really hungry and you got room for that whole brownie, you enjoy every bit of it? They bring him in, they beat him, they announce they sign him. We've never seen him again. The fuck? But meanwhile, we've got to look at the Puddin' Gang every fucking week. We have to suffer through 2.0 and Daniel Garcia every week. We got to look at Pockets and Muffin Top every week. But Jay Lethal, where's he? He's apparently hanging out with Hobbs. So that's what I think about all that. Why the fuck do you do that? Why do you waste talent? Why do you beat talent? Why do you bury talent? Why do you make talent go away?
There are guys that just disappear off TV until they come back. You know, we haven't seen Pac in a while. I don't know if it's a visa thing or a COVID thing. I don't know. We haven't seen, obviously, Lance Archer.
Boy, we had seen all that we needed to really see out of him to begin with.
Of Pac?
Of Pac. By the time that everything's the same, there's never any change. Lance Archer landed on his head and nearly crippled himself. I can understand why we might not have seen him lately.
I'm hoping at some point Miro can escape the void and return back to society.
He got stuck in the multiverse. If he'd only paid attention that episode where Stewie explained how to fucking build that machine, he could get out of there.
He's like with Zod, just floating in that glass thing through space. Where is Miro? Why won't they unleash him on the show? Why is he captured and stuck in this place looking for God? But we'll see. I mean, Jay Lethal is a talent, and there are certainly spots he can be used in better than the way some other people have been used in AEW recently. I guess we'll see what happens there.
But see, again, I mean, explain this except that we know Tony Khan is impressionable and gullible and does things that people tell him he should do without thinking them through. So at what point does it become obvious that his EVPs are scared shitless, shaking like dogs shitting peach seeds, that new quality talent is coming in that can outperform them and be more serious about the business than them? And so they've got to figure out a way to advise him to bury them? Is this what's going on? Because why would you be putting people on TV that he's putting on TV when you've got the people that are not on TV that he doesn't put on TV? That's like getting ready to go out for a date by taking a fucking big handful of cow pie and smearing it on your underarms instead of cologne and deodorant.
I'm not justifying it, but I think Tony Khan, at least with the undercard guys, and the more I see, I wonder if it's with some of the mid-card or upper mid-card guys, he likes to cycle these guys on and off the TV, I think. And I don't know if that's exactly what happened with Pac.
When you make a cognitive decision to say, okay, this guy is really good, but I'm going to take him off TV because this other guy that's not nearly as good as he is hadn't had TV time lately, so I'm going to cycle it. Well, that's fucking crazy. You know what? I'm just going to eat some shitty food this week because I've had a lot of good food lately, but I ain't had any shitty food, so I'm going to eat some of that this week.